The first card you have of your past is the Two of Swords. So yes, I'm seeing someone who's very, very confused in this card. Obviously, they're at a crossroads. They can't make up their mind about something. They have a decision to make, but they're very confused around this decision. I'm seeing this is probably a love situation. And I'm actually seeing someone who, someone could have been in two minds about you, but it wasn't kind of whether they wanted to be with you or not. It was just that maybe there was some kind of a breakup, and maybe they had, I'm seeing something they were really struggling with, something that they were probably quite ashamed of, something that they couldn't even really admit to themselves. They probably did something to you, they probably said something to you, but they weren't able to face this. They weren't able to face whatever they've done. I'm seeing that, they couldn't admit to something. They couldn't face up to something. That's what I keep on seeing in this card. Just like this blindfold that this woman's wearing. She can't see what's happening. Now, I think this person deep down knew. They knew what they'd done. They knew what was happening, what they'd done. But they weren't willing to kind of face up to things. They weren't willing to admit to things. And, they could have been trying to hide something. Maybe they were hiding not only from you, but they were hiding from themselves, if that makes sense. They weren't admitting things to themselves. And, they were definitely struggling. And they were thinking about you in this struggle as well. But they were very, very mixed up, very confused. And I think they knew that they wanted to come back to you. I think this is how they were feeling at this time. But they knew that whatever this big thing was, they were going to have to face up to it themselves, and then they were going to have to come to you and apologize, and even then it might be too late. So it was quite a serious thing I'm seeing. The next card you have for your past is the Five of Wands. So yes, this is a very messy card. This is the card of mess, I always say. So there's a lot of confusion in this card, busyness. So I'm seeing that you're probably very busy at this time, and things could have felt a little bit, more than a little bit, out of control for you at this time. I'm seeing you trying to complete something, trying to do something, a project or a work thing or something like that. You're trying to get to the end of this. It was like you were feeling like, oh, I'm almost at the end. I just need to push a little bit harder and I'll get to the end. That kind of feeling I'm getting around this. But then I'm seeing there was a lot of chaos around you at this time. Someone was trying to, or more than one person, a lot of people were trying to not trying to on purpose, but they were around you kind of making you go slower, creating problems, stopping you. Maybe there was a lot of noise around you, a lot of interruptions, people asking you to do things, all of that kind of thing. And you were losing your concentration. You might have even forgotten about things, and that made you even later again. It might be that you needed to take something with you to do something, and then you arrived there and it wasn't there and you had to go back again, and that wasted your time. All of these kind of really horrible, chaotic things going on around you. And I'm seeing this was going on around you both in your workplace and in your home. So you couldn't really escape this chaos. There was all of this chaos going on. And I'm seeing that, you will get to this. You will finish this, definitely. And, you might have already finished this because this is in your past. But yes, there was a lot of distraction, a lot of chaos, things going on around you, both in your home and your workplace. But you will get through this. You will finish whatever this is. Now, it might be just on time, right up to the deadline. It might even be late. It might be something that you might have to explain. I'm sorry, I'm going to be late. If it's studying, you might get an extension on whatever this is, but you are going to do it. That's the main thing. You'll get it done eventually. The last card you have, your past, is the Page of Pentacles. So yes, even though you're very, very frustrated at this time, trying to finish this, in a way, it could have been good for you that you were going through these frustrations. Don't be angry. Don't shoot me. What I mean by that is, I know it's frustrating. I know you don't want to be frustrated. But what I'm seeing is that you're putting a lot of your energy into trying to kind of get through this frustration, get through this chaos, trying to concentrate on this thing that you were trying to finish. You're putting all your energies, all your time into that, not into thinking about this person in the Two of Swords, because I'm seeing that you do, or you did at this time, you really missed them. You really had, your heart was really actually missing this person, even though you know they'd done something wrong, they hurt you, whatever they did, it was quite a big thing. I keep on seeing that. You know, I'm just looking at the way this page is looking at this coin. He's looking up to this adoringly. It's like he's almost in love with this coin. He's looking at it. And maybe this is how this person used to look at you. And I'm seeing that they did still think of you at this time. Obviously, they were still really thinking about you. They were very stressed about whatever the situation was. But they knew that whatever, if they were going to come back to you at all, if they had any tiny chance at all to get back to you, they were going to have to admit whatever this was, first to themselves and then ultimately to you, and maybe even apologize to you before they could even think about moving forward at all with you or even thinking about it. I hope this all makes sense, but really, you know this, they know this, but your head knows this is what I'm seeing, but your heart didn't know this. Your heart knew this, but it was just feeling what it was feeling. You know, I would love to. There have been so many times where I just wanted to turn off my feelings like a tap, but you can't do that. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. The first card you have, your present, is the Six of Swords. Yes. Yes, so you're trying to move on from this. You're trying to keep busy, which is what I'm seeing in the Five of Wands, moving forward in your life. You're trying your best. You do think about this person and you do care about them. But I think you know that, you know, if you go back to them and you start up a conversation, especially if this hasn't been resolved yet, which it hasn't, if you start up any kind of conversation with them and they don't address this kind of elephant in the room, this big problem, you're just going to go back to square one and you're just going to be talking around and round in circles, going backwards and forwards and not really getting anywhere. And you're just going to be upset and frustrated. They're going to be upset and frustrated, and they're not going to admit things at this time. They're really not at the stage where they can do that. They're still kind of not even admitting it to themselves. That's what I'm seeing all the way through this so far. So yeah, neither of you are going to be able to move forward if you decide to go back and talk to this person. But this is what you're trying to do at this time. I'm seeing that. It's not easy for you. I know that. I think on a practical level, you both know that this isn't really going to happen unless they've resolved this. And even then, it's going to be a long, hard road for you to connect again. That's what I'm seeing. But, you know, your heart and their heart both want what they want, I'm trying to say. Both want what they want. You know, it can take your heart a long, long time to catch up to your mind, and sometimes it doesn't at all. That's the reality of it. That's the sad reality sometimes. The next card you have, your present, is the Two of Pentacles. So yes, you don't want to keep on going backwards and forwards either with this person again and again and kind of rehashing this if you're not going to come to any conclusions. This is this around and round in circles conversation that, you know, if you go back at this stage, it's not the right time to go back. You're just going to go round and round and you're not going to get anywhere. And you might have even had some of these conversations with this person in the past where you kind of went around and round in circles. There was no conclusion because they weren't admitting to the problem and they weren't even to themselves. Again, I keep on seeing the same thing. So yes, if you go back now at this time, you know this, that you'll just go round and round in circles forever, like this infinity symbol, and you don't want to do that. It's no use doing that. The last card you have, your present, is the King of Pentacles. So yes, I hope this makes sense. This is hurting you. I know that. This is hurting you a lot. And but the more time you spend apart from this person, the more in control of yourself you feel, the more in control of your life you feel. This is on a practical level. Of course, your heart is saying one thing, but your mind is saying, now that I'm moving on, I'm not kind of dealing with this person right now, there's no chaos around me, I can start to take control of things. That's what I'm seeing. Because the king in this card is very organized. He's very in control of his life, and that's how he got to be in the position that he's in. So you're going to become, or you are becoming a bit stronger, a little bit stronger and stronger as you go on. You're going to start to feel control of things again. But again, this is going to take a long, long time before you actually do feel a lot better in yourself. If you look at this king, the King of Pentacles is a very slow king. It's very, very slow. So it took him time to get to where he is. It took him time to get to the position that he's in. He has very heavy robes around him. And yes, if he wanted to get up and walk away or run away, it would take him a long time to be able to do that. He'd have to untangle a lot of these vines growing all around him. It would take him a long, long time to do that. It's going to take you a long time to untangle yourself from all of these emotions that you have around this person. You will do it, but it's going to take time. That's what I'm seeing in that card. And I think you know that. Excuse me. The first card you have for your future is the Nine of Cups. So again, you are going to be working through these things for yourself. You might have to go through quite a long time of feeling by yourself, loneliness. I'd love to tell you that you'll get back together, the person will be improved, everything will be amazing. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you are going through a long, difficult process. It's going to be very slow. And yeah, I can only tell you what I'm seeing. I'm sorry about that. That's just what I'm seeing. This man in this card's all by himself. He's sitting all by himself. Deep down, I think you know that. I think you know that you're better off being by yourself, at least for now, at least for a while, than you are with someone who kind of buries things under the carpet or hides things behind a curtain, like the man in this card. He has things hiding behind this curtain. So yes, again, this is about this person who isn't admitting things to themselves or to anyone else. And yes, your cups are going to be full again. They're empty right now, they are, but they're going to be full at some time again. Your emotional fulfillment is going to come from somewhere better than this person. Now, I'm not seeing that. I'm not saying that you're never ever going to get together again. I'm actually seeing that they might eventually come back to you at some time in the future, but it's going to be a long, long, long time ahead of you in the future. And it will probably be when you're feeling better in yourself again and you're kind of almost moved on, you're almost healed. This is a healing process. You have to go through that. They have to go through that. Now, I can't tell you, I don't know whether when you get together again, they're going to admit to this or whether they're going to kind of try and bury it again. But whether you're going to connect, whether this connection is successful again in the future depends on whether they admit to this. It's still going to depend on that. Whether you feel healed or not, it's still going to depend on that. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is the Page of Cups. So yes, I'm seeing childlike, something childlike in this. Yes, this might be a child. I am actually seeing an actual child in this. I'm seeing someone around you who actually does have a child. I'm seeing that you're going to be spending some time with this person who has a child. This could be a relative. And I'm just seeing you having a really relaxed, really kind of, a really relaxed, nice time with them. Just kind of hanging around, talking, chatting. Yeah, this is going to sound strange, but I'm actually feeling sun on my back. So you could be spending some time outside in the sun with the sun on your back, talking to this person. This is really, really nice. And, you'll be sitting there talking while this child plays around in the sun, in the grass, or whatever this is. And you're just going to feel really, really relaxed and really at ease around this person. And you deserve this. You deserve this time of relaxation and this time of peace after everything you've been through. And yeah, I just keep on feeling the sun on your back. So this is really warm. This is a really relaxed feeling. And this is the start of you healing. Yeah, again, it's taking time, but all of these little things, whether you think they're important or not, they're all going to add up to healing from this situation. So the last card you have for your future is the King of Cups. So yes, more cups, more emotions. So you're still feeling very emotional, you're going to be at this time, but you are gradually healing, you're getting through this. And this is what this is telling me as well. Yeah, there's still going to be a lot of emotion around you, but you're going to start feeling a lot more in control of your emotions at this time. If you look at this king, he has a lot of water under him. I'll just move that so you can see it. But he's on a stone pillar or a stone platform or something, which is up above all of this water. So he's up above his emotions. He's getting up above his emotions, and that's what you're gradually going to be doing. And it's, again, I'm seeing the same thing. It's only when you're almost totally healed or feeling a lot better that this person is going to come into your life, and they're going to come into your life when you're ready for them. But I still can't tell you whether they're going to be admitting to whatever this thing is, whether they are or they aren't. I really can't see that at this time. I am seeing you are going to get together in the future. I am seeing you are going to talk about whatever's going on. Whether you actually do have a proper reunion, whether you come back together properly, is going to depend on whether they admit this or not. That's what I keep on seeing all the way through this reading.